Oh, welcome back to my channel, T to the Y to the M to the A-R-A. If you're here for the first time, nice to meet you. My name is Tamara. And if you're returning, thanks for coming back. Could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here with me. So if you read correctly, we are going to be talking about how to properly structure your business so you can receive business funding. If you realize the times we are living in right now, people are setting up business left and right. Entrepreneurs are booming. They are doing it. And if you have a good paying job, get your money, boo-boo. But you also want to make sure you have multiple streams of income because, say for instance, if you had that one stream of income and that one stream of income fell, you get fired from your job or something, you need to have a backup plan. So this is why setting up business structure and having a business entity and all this other stuff. If you think about going into entrepreneurship to make some money on the side, you want to set it up the proper way. That example again. And I know we just jump straight into, I like jumping into the content in my video, but if you have a steady job and then you have more money on the side, one of your incomes fall, you still have something else on the side to have as a backup plan to make you some money. So either way, we're going to get into talking about how to properly set up your business. Because you want to have business credibility. You want to be credible to the banks. And if you're credible to the banks, they will give you money. All right, so let's get started.
Tell me, am I dreaming? How the hell you looking so fly? I just got a meeting when I looked at you today. I got problems, baby, and I need you to save me. Yep.
The first portion of being set up the proper way so you can be credible when it comes to having a business is you want to make sure you have the proper business structure. And when it comes to business structure, this can be anywhere from, you could have a corporation, a LLC, which is a limited liability company, a partnership, or a sole proprietorship. So it's 4 different type of structures you can set up. With those 4 different type of structures, a sole proprietorship basically is that you work for yourself. There's nobody else in this business. You're making the money by yourself. A partnership tends to be like you could choose a partner or a married couple. That means that with this, the way you're setting up this structure of this business, the money can be split 50-50. An LLC is a limited liability company. This offers you a lot of tax benefits with limited liability and flexible partnership. And then you have a corporation. That's the big boy. That's like the Amazons and the Walmarts and all that. That is the big old company. You are hiring employees, just doing it big. Maybe we want to get to that. But either way, these are the 4 different structures that you want to have. So when it comes to setting up this business, the proper way to look credible to the banks, you want to make sure you have one of these structures. So remember, so proprietorship, partnership, LLC, or corporation. Next, you want to choose a business name. Make sure this business name is something that's easy to look up, to Google. You want to make sure, like Google, Yahoo, Bing. That's something that. One thing I like to keep in mind when it comes to setting up a business name is something that a kid can say, something that a baby can say, just something that's easy. You can create your own word. Amazon is simple. Kmart's simple. You might not want to use Kmart. But Amazon is simple. Applebee's, right? Like any business you can think of, McDonald's, Starbucks, something simple to spell. So that way when people get home, they're not like, what did she say again when she gave me that business card? Make sure you are setting up a name that's easy to search up. Make sure you are looking on the website to make sure nobody else had that name that is special to you in your business, or just even if you look on the Secretary of State website and check out names, just Google and see what's out there for that company. You may want to set up a cheddar restaurant, but then if you Google, there's a cheddar restaurant out there, but there's no cheddar bookstore, so you can have a cheddar bookstore. So make sure when it comes to a business name, you are doing your research and pick a name that's just something that is searchable. By the time you go on Google and somebody's trying to look for you and look at all the domains and everything that's out there to make sure nobody has your company and your specific category and your specific state. Another thing too, when it comes to business names, you can add simple words in it if somebody has it. So say for instance, going back to cheddar, if somebody has the cheddar restaurant, you can do cheddar enterprise, cheddar consultants, cheddar corporation, something. Just add another word to it to change the name up a little bit. So that's another thing you could look into too. Next, you want to have a business address. Banks love when you have a address. They don't typically want it to be a P.O. box, maybe not a home address. And there are companies out there where you can pay for a virtual address. You got to figure out to do your own due diligence to see what you want to do. But all I know is you need to have a business address. When it came time for me getting my business credit cards, I did have a physical store. So I put that address down, and then I know people who had their address, they're like a truck company or YouTubing or something like that. You won't have a physical store, so you will put your house address, and it still works and you still can get funding. But do the research for the category that you're in and make sure it's the right type of thing. It should not be a UPS address. It should not be a P.O. box. Most likely you want a brick and mortar. There are people you can rent out locations from and see if you can use their address. So make sure you look into that. But next thing you want to have is a business address. Next, you want to apply for a business EIN number. Who is texting me? Excuse me. Next, you want to have a business EIN. An EIN number is basically like a social security number, but for a business. This is how the business can stand on its own and be its own entity. Just like we have personal credit and we have a social security card to apply for a credit card. Well, with a business, in order for it to stand on its own, it needs to have an EIN number because that's the number they're going to ask for. You're not trying to get your social, you're trying to get your EIN so that business can build up its own money and have its own revenues and everything coming in. So where you can go to get a business EIN number is irs.gov. Once you have your LLC, your structure, you did all that other stuff, then you go apply for this. You can get it the same day and file it yourself. Stop paying people all this money when you can go do it yourself. The next thing you want to have is a business phone number. Now, there are websites like Ring Central. What's the other one? Grasshopper. Ring Central, Grasshopper. Where you can get a 1-800 number. You paying like $25 a month. You can forward that bad boy right to your cell phone and be sitting at home and answer the phone like, hello, this is TYMARA.com. How can I help you? Like, oh, you want to speak to receptionist? Let me dial her in. Hello, this is TYMARA.com. This is the reception. Like, you're still that same person with this 1-800 number. I actually had a 1-800 number for my business. Works wonders. Had all that down when I went to the bank to go apply for credit, and it worked. So yeah, Ring Central is one I would recommend, or Grasshopper. You can also do a 411 listing just to get a number. You can go to T-Mobile as well. You just tell them you want to convert your account over into a business account, and they will put it under your business name, and you can have a personal cell phone and write it off when it comes to taxes. Write the whole thing off, right off that bill, because now this personal cell phone is under a business name. So that's another option. Next, you want to have a business website and a business email address. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. People tend to use so-and-so. Once again, I'm going to use my name. You can use bantmara@gmail.com, but doesn't admin@bantmara.com look a lot better? Businesses tend to look up, or your website. You can go get a domain name, something cheap, like $12 a month. Like, there's so many places you can go. GoDaddy, Shopify, Big Cartel, whatever it is, Wix. You can go to all these places to go find a website, to pay for a website and to pay for an email address. So you can have your own email address and it looks more credible on paper. This is what banks like to look for. So when they're asking you, hey, what business are you in? Oh, you sell here? Off to the side before they approve your loan, they're Googling to seeing your website, seeing what all you put on there. You saying you sell here, but over here it look like you sell cats. Make sure everything aligns. It's the right way, the proper way, and it makes sense. It saves you a lot of trouble. So you can get this money to start your business. The next thing you want to apply for is a business license. Everybody don't need a business license, so you need to check and see like what it is that you may need. Because once again, like YouTube, you don't need a business license. But to sell beauty supplies or something, you may need a business license. You normally go to your local county, so go check out your county, your city, your state, and see what all you need in order to, like, same thing. I used to do tattoo eyebrows myself, and I had to go get a business license, a tattoo license, all types of stuff. Like, they was getting down to the nitty gritty. You got to make sure and check to make sure everything you have the proper way, so everything is legal and set up, and that gets you to the money. And the last thing on the list to make sure you are building business credibility, you want to make sure you have a business checking account or savings account. There are plenty of banks that you can go and check out. Like one of the main ones that I always hear about all the time, especially a credit union. Credit union just be throwing money out there. I love Navy Federal. I'm not a spokesman for them or nothing, but Navy Federal, there are other ones. Navy Federal, PenCred, Alliance. I have a book listed down below. Everything that I'm saying is listed in that book. It's 124 pages long, very detailed. If you need more information on it and not a list in there, go to this place, apply for this thing, do this thing step by step. You could print that book out and you'll see all the banks that I recommend, how to get the funding. Make sure you check it out. So I hope this video was helpful, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video. So we're gonna get you some money. This is very good and useful to build up so you can have business credibility. So that way you go to the bank and you ask for their funding, they're giving you that money. Next thing you know, you're growing that business. All right, see you next time. Bye.